Hello everyone, and welcome back to Bhaskar Bricks. Today I have another set review for you. This is a Clone Wars set. This is set 75316 Mandalorian Starfighter, 544 pieces. This is a little bit more recent set, once again based off of the Clone Wars, so let's just jump straight into it. Alright, so before we dive into some of these smaller details, I think it's worth noting all the different ways that this set can be positioned. My apologies if this seems a little bit awkward. I am reaching over quite far, but here's the first position that this set can be, and I don't think you can see the very tips. My apologies, but that is the first position. We can put the wings back down, and this head can be turned on this model. And there we have our second position here in flight, as it is flying, and then I guess another form of landing just like that. So I definitely wanted to show that off just really quickly there. Alright, so let's take a look at some of the more specific details. The wings are practically identical, so I'm just going to focus on one. It's a little bit awkward to get all this into camera at a place where I'm satisfied with that. This may seem a little bit awkward, my apologies in advance. There's a lot of nice blues on this. I like all those pieces used, gives it a nice stripe. A lot of dark blue and of course the normal blue. There is a sticker here, I'm going to point those out as we go. And of course there is another one over there. Here is the underside of one of the wings, which is actually going to be shown when it is in. Of course, when you fold up this wing like that, and there are spring-loaded shooters on the ends here, along with an engine there. There is another sticker right there behind the cockpit. I don't know what that is, but there's some nice detailing that will move a little easily. Worth noting, I believe. Once again, I do apologize, this is a little awkward. I do find that this, if this cockpit is just a little bit rotated, sometimes it will tend to wobble one way over the other, so want to be careful with that. So the cockpit here is very long. We have all this. I believe that is some blasters right there. So there is a stickered piece, stickers. There's 3 stickers on that. Honestly, if you're not a fan of stickers, you don't need to put most of the stickers on there. I think that I would put that sticker on there, but that's really just the only one on top of that. That is a very easy sticker to apply. Very simple to open up the cockpit. It can hold 2 minifigures, which is appropriate. There are 2 minifigures for this craft. We have once again, my apologies. You can see a little console right there. Now one complaint that I've seen about this is that you can see a little gap right there. When a minifigure is in the cockpit, their arms will come out of there. So if you're not using a minifigure whose arms is similar colors to the color scheme of the ship, it might look a little bit odd. Now I'm gonna zoom back out once again, just to talk about some of the undersides of this and just how this might display. Now I want to come back out here because not only do I think that was a little bit awkward how I handle this, once again my apologies, this can be very flat and it's just awkward. I haven't dealt with something kind of like this before. So I did forget, there are 2 stud shooters here, and now what I want to talk about is the underneath of these wings, as this is probably the easiest way to display this. It takes up the least amount of room. Now, of course, we have all of these anti-studs. Now, in my opinion, I know a lot of people aren't really going to like this. I don't think this was avoidable in an easy way. I consider this is, of course, primarily a toy for kids. I think the box says 9 and up. So, I think definitely, more experienced mock builders could have easily fixed a lot of this issue, but for what it is, LEGO tried to put some detail into this. I may would have liked a little bit more, but I know how that can be difficult. But overall, that is by far the biggest flaw of this ship, honestly. I think that this is a very difficult aircraft to replicate in LEGO form. So I feel like LEGO did a good job. It is just awkward. And not just because of how LEGO designed it, just because it's how it is. It's kind of awkward to handle. So yeah, that's just something to keep in mind if you're looking to purchase this set. But with that out of the way, let's go get into the minifigures. Alright, so it's time to take a look at some minifigures. First, we have the Mandalorian Loyalist. I believe this is part of Death Watch. I don't know if this is a specific character you can spot in the show, but the design work on this guy is great. Now, he has a black head, as many Mandalorians do, but I would like to point out the great detailing on this helmet. I think this helmet just looks great. This is a very unique armored Mandalorian. A lot of Death Watch have, this same armor, so I'm very happy that LEGO gave us a very unique one. Some really great printing. I love the color of that jetpack, very shiny. While these blasters may be a little bit too big, no complaints. They shouldn't just have normal blasters like the normal pistol style blasters that a lot of LEGO minifigures have. So I really have zero complaints about this minifigure. Just a really fantastic figure. Our next one, I should say one quick thing. He does not come with a rangefinder or visor, but there are a bunch of spares included in this set if you wish to apply some. But our next one, this is Bo-Katan. My apologies for the shaking of the camera there. Bo-Katan, this is a minifigure that we have been needing for what feels like years now. So I am so pleased to get my hands on Bo-Katan. So I just realized, my apologies, I have forgotten her hairpiece. Alright, so she has gone out of focus, but I have her hairpiece. We'll take a look at her face there in a second. Now here's her helmet. Now there is of course a lot of white here, which if you know LEGO, that means that white can definitely be off at times. But I feel like it is a little off, but it is on blue, which might make it a little bit more difficult. Bro, I feel like LEGO has done a considerable job there with the printing, and I don't really have any complaints. Here is Bo-Katan's face there, and her other, I guess, battle face, and there she looks with her hairpiece, which looks good. I definitely prefer her with the helmet on, but that is definitely an option. And I am so happy LEGO has included a hairpiece for us. Of course, there's the rangefinder there. She's dual-wielding pistols, the same jetpack there. And there is her torso printing, which looks fantastic. This is such a great Bo-Katan minifigure. I'm so pleased that LEGO went out of their way to give us one and even include a hairpiece. Now, probably the best minifigure in terms of detail is Gar Saxon here. I voted for him on the Brick Set Best Minifigure of the Year. If you haven't taken that yet, I recommend doing it. He has some fantastic, very unique Mandalorian printing. I love that chest plate. She has that standard blaster. He's in this, his entire body's made out of this very shiny kind of gray, and I absolutely love it. He does actually come with the face, no hairpiece, sadly, but I'm very pleased that LEGO went out of their way to give him a head. And look at this. I know that we've gotten this for the armor, but I believe this was made specifically for him. And huge props to LEGO to going out of their way to give us a brand new helmet mold for this guy. It just looks fantastic. This is just such a fantastic looking minifigure. Honestly, this set just comes with 3 fantastic minifigures. I might just be biased. I absolutely love Mandalorians, so maybe there's a little bit of bias there, but for me, these minifigures just make this set so much better. Alright, so I am discovered an angle where you can see the entire thing. I wish I knew about that before, but overall, I have some conflicting opinions about this set. It is a little bit awkward to handle. I especially realized that as filming this video. But, once again, this is a hard model to get down. So, overall, I think this is probably the best that LEGO could have done with their current piece. And, of course, age range limitations. They have to make this somewhat easy to construct. So, yeah, on a lot of the complaints that I have can be potentially, debunked with that. So, if you're buying this for play, I think there's definitely some value in that. This can be repositioned, of course, flown around fairly easily. Display, it just depends how picky you are. I'm personally not too picky with that. And also depends on the room that you have. Do you have room to maybe hang this up in a flying position where you see the other side of this? Then this can definitely be a good looking display model. The minifigures knock it out of the park. They add so much value to this set. Ideally I might like to get this for a little bit less. What is it, $60? But the minifigures are very, very well done. They have some great detail and add so much value to this set. Overall, would I recommend this set? Only if you're a fan of the Clone Wars. If you're not, I don't see much value in this set. If you don't know what this is or you don't have context, it's just probably just an odd looking chip with some cool Mandalorian. So, that out of the way, everyone, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I do hope to see you in my next video.